Hey guys, it's Morgan, and this is a video about the different things you can do when you go out to a restaurant for to be more healthy, like more healthy choices, without having to kind of give up what you love to eat there. I was out to dinner last night with my family and my friend and her family, and I kind of just thought of this video because we went to a Spanish restaurant, and we were ordering things, and I found out it was more like we got a lot of appetizers and like the same thing for the meal, and I found out how I ate little things of a lot of things instead of just getting a lot of things of a lot. So this video is just all about the different choices you can make at a restaurant for being more healthy. And I hate to use the word diet because that makes it sound like you're trying to lose weight. I'm just trying to eat more healthy and maybe be a little more considerate and try to kind of be more open to trying different foods. So I kind of found these kind of tricks very helpful. So for number one, it's for drinks. And I noticed that for people that weren't drinking alcoholic beverages like us, we were people order a lot of Coke or Pepsi or soda or Shirley Temples, and which contains Sprite in it, and which it's not the worst thing ever, or usually if you go out and you have a lot of drinks that aren't that good for you. Coke or soda soda is not the worst thing you can get, but still it has, even if it says like diet, because it has no calories, but calories is not the only thing you're looking for. There's sodium in it, there's a lot of different trans fats, and what makes Coke brown, if you drink way too much of it, which I'm guessing this has happened, but definitely not often, I'm guessing, the lining that makes it, or the stuff that makes it brown won't get into the lining of your small intestine. I believe it's the small intestine. We had to do some paper research on it. But it's also like not just the calories, so not just calories, there's also a lot of things in it. For me, I just had water. I had like 3 to 4 cups, and I think that's a healthier alternative to it because water is natural, unless it's carbonated, which is not the worst thing. I'd much rather get carbonated water or the fizzy bubbly water than soda. But it's very hydrating, it's natural, and it doesn't have any of the trans fats, or if you're looking out for calorie watch, if you're looking for your calories, then that's a better, healthier alternative. And if you're doing anything with alcohol, like if you get beer or anything like that, which it's not bad to have every once in a while, but you can also go to healthier alternatives. Like one is sangria, because it still has that nice wine taste to it, or it has that, but it's more like fruit juice and more fruit juice type of stuff than alcohol in the drink. So it's like one of those a little bit healthier alternatives. Now, when we went up to the Spanish restaurant, we ordered a lot of different appetizers, and then we had the same, it was a dish of like different type of meats in each. Like you had clams or mussels. You had mussels, and then we had like a chicken. Then we had one other one. And I noticed the appetizers, I like to eat a lot of the bread for when they bring it out before the appetizers, so I really try to restrain myself from that because I usually eat the white bread, which has all the trans fats in it and everything that's not just really healthy just because it's white bread. I would much rather have whole wheat bread. But whenever they don't have it, like they didn't really have whole wheat bread at the Spanish restaurant, they just had the white bread, so I had that. And like with the appetizers, we had different. It's like it has the meat with some tomatoes in it, and it's wrapped in dough. Or we also had we had calamari, and we had some shrimp, and we had some other things. And like for the chicken that was wrapped in dough, I wanted to try it, but so I didn't take a full one. I took my knife or my fork, and I took a fourth of it. So if it was about this big, I took about that much. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I tried it, I didn't like it that much. I had some calamari about this big, and I had a shrimp that was really small. So, and I tried all the different appetizers, so that way, usually when people try things, they have a big, they get a lot of it, and they don't like it, and you're wasting food. So one thing for me is, I'd say try the different ones, try the different foods, if it's all serve yourself, but take very small portions. So you don't know if you really like something, don't overeat on it. or if you really don't like something and you have all this food left and no one's going to touch it. So, or if no one would touch it, then that way you're just not wasting food. And another point from that is, the kind of mixed in with two, a little bit different, don't be afraid to bring a doggy bag home. A lot when I go to these Hispanic restaurants, Hispanic and Asian restaurants, whenever I go eat out, which is not often, I seem to always bring home a doggy bag, which is not that bad, because that means let's say I had a quesadilla, and it was like really big, like this big. I've had ones where they're like this big. Then I would usually eat a fourth to it, like a fourth to a third or a half. Usually around a half to a fourth is how much I would eat. So I would get the doggy bag, and that would be my lunch for the next day. So that's just not a healthy alternative, but it's an easier way to save money and really kind of don't be afraid to get a doggy bag. Now when they brought out the main course, it was a lot of dishes about this big with rice, and then they were sauteed and seasoned differently depending on what meat. There was mussels, chicken, and something else, I believe. And one thing I did is I took my spoon and dug out a little bit of each rice, or at least from the mussels and the chicken. I found out I like the chicken one a little better than the mussels. So I took more of the chicken ones. And for me, I didn't eat a lot of it because I'm a very picky eater when going out to restaurants and there's food I don't really recognize. But it's good because I'm taking a smaller portion and trying something. It's hard when you're trying something and you don't like it as much, and yet you feel bad for taking some of it, so you'll eat all of it. You're basically overeating on something that you don't like. Well, you're not even overeating, you're eating something you don't like, which is if you're looking for weights, calories you don't want, or if it's unhealthy things you don't want. So just take smaller things if you're trying it out, or if you know you're not going to eat that much, just take a smaller bit, or don't be afraid to cut something in half, because you're eating as much as you want. You shouldn't think, if I got this big plate of things, or if I got a big spoonful of something, I have to eat all of it. You don't have to eat all of it. As I said, don't be afraid to bring it in a doggy bag, or don't be afraid to take a smaller piece, like a little part of it if you're in a group dinner, because you're eating as much as you want. A lot of people, when they feel like they should eat everything, so they'll overeat. And one more thing on that. And I tried some of the meat. There's very small pieces of meat, so it's kind of like with a healthier way. It's also just in proportion. I don't like to say, as I say, I don't like to say diet because it makes me feel like I'm trying to lose weight. I don't think I'm fat, but I don't think I'm skinny. I think I'm a good weight for right now. So I really try to, whenever I go out to restaurants, I try things. I always try to take a little bit because I have no idea if I'm gonna like it or if I'm gonna love it, or if I'm not gonna like it. Sorry. If I don't like it or if I like it. So those were some of my healthier alternatives for when you're eating out. It was just based on my experience at a Spanish restaurant I went to last night. As you could tell, I was saying a lot about kind of calories, which I'm not saying don't eat a lot because then you'll get a lot of calories. It doesn't really calories. I don't count my calories every day. Count my calories at all. I just try not to overeat if I don't like anything, because usually if I'll get something, I'll try to eat a little bit of it. It's more about portions, like if you're trying things. Especially, this is more about trying things. If you're trying things, you want to take smaller portions because you're not sure if you're going to like it or not. So this is kind of just like, especially with the drinks, it was more healthier alternatives. For this, it's more about having smaller portions because you don't know if you're going to like it or not. And sometimes if I take stuff that I'm not going to like and no one's going to really eat it, then I either would feel bad, so especially when it comes to appetizers, because you don't really get those in doggy bags, or doggy bags means to go, so you really don't get those in like to go. So I really try to take smaller portions so that I'm not feeling bad, oh I have to eat this. So you're not eating something you don't want, which means you're just consuming more of stuff you just don't want. And that, if you guys like this video, then tell me. I'll definitely think of maybe some different things, like for snacks. When I'm thinking about snacks, because in my house, my dad doesn't really like us eating like junk food. Like a snack to us is a Special K bar. That's like a snack pickup type of thing. Or we have popcorn, but we really see those for movie nights. But I hope you guys liked it. I know it was a little off, and I talked a lot about, I said calories and trans fats, but there's certain, I'm not saying it's bad to have calories. It's not bad. If you don't have any calories, that's bad. But you don't want to overconsume, because that's how you start to gain weight. And a lot of people are really focused on their weight in this society right now. Right now, I feel like I'm a good weight. So I just have to try to work. I just have to eat healthier. So this is also another alternative to eating healthy. Just try to see if you see something you always had, but you like, even when you get a big steak, like sometimes you'll get a big steak. Like I got a filet mignon. This so good. It was delicious. I loved it. Now it was smaller. It was about that big. But sometimes like I've gotten steaks where they're like this big, and I cut it in half, and I'll just eat that half, and I'm still a little hungry off some of the corners. But I try really not to overconsume because then I'll get really full, and when I'm really full, I always have stomachache if I eat too much. Sorry about my stuttering. But that was my video. I'm sorry if it was a little awkward. It was a little different video. But I should have a makeup tutorial coming out tomorrow for Memorial Day, I'm hoping. I will be able to do it. I'm not really doing anything. I am going shopping in the morning, though, for camp. So I'm hoping that I will be able to, sorry, I just yawned, I'm really tired. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to make it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.